Today we're going to learn how to edit video in Sony Vegas Pro. Sony Vegas Pro is a professional level video editor that includes many features. However, it is surprisingly easy to edit a video. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change our workspace here a little bit so it's easier for everybody to follow along. We're going to go up here to View. We're going to go to Window Layouts. Then we're going to go to Default Layout. We're going to click on this, and as you can see, our environment has changed a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply drag this over here a little bit just to make it a little bit smaller, and I'll show you a little bit later on what that does. Now step one will be to go ahead and search for a video, the file or the files that we have on our computer. So we're going to go over here to Explorer, and we're going to click that. Now Explorer is the same. It's the same thing as it is on your Windows machine. It allows you to look for files, and as you can see, if I scroll up and down a little bit, you can see the file structure is it's the same as it is on your machine. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a file. Over here I'm going to go ahead and click on this file, and I want you to look over here to see what's going to happen. Okay, here we go. As you can see a little preview. This allows you to preview your file before you drag it down to the timeline. So I see that's the file I want. I'm going to go ahead and drag it down, and I'm going to put it right here. Now we get a very important pop-up window which says, do you want to set up your project video settings to match this media? You definitely want to say yes. Why? Because Vegas will automatically adjust all the settings based on your video file, and I'll show you why that's important in step 3. Okay, so we're going to click yes, and suddenly we get this here, which is the video portion of your file, and this is the audio portion right here. Now this part right here, this one, the one that I'm dragging, this is called the playhead, and wherever you put it over your file, you can go ahead and see what's going on. For example, this is the preview right here of your video file. Now this one here is a little bit too long, so we're going to go right about to 5 seconds, and you can see your time right here. So right here, I'm going to go, this is the part where I want to make the edit, and I'm going to hit S. Once I hit S, I've gone ahead and I split the video. By the way, this is only a reference of the video. It's not the actual video itself. So step 2 is simply going over the part of the video that you do not want, and then going ahead and making your edit. Now I want to see what this video is, but I don't know what exactly is in it, so I'll just click it once. I'll see my preview here, and here it is. Here's the Old Bay Bridge retrofit. So I'm going to take that and drag and drop it down to my timeline, and then I'm going to put it flush up against that. So now let's see what this looks like, and I'm going to go down here, right here. I'm going to go all the way to the left, and then I'm going to hit my space bar and get it, and we're going to see a little preview here. So we see this man here working, he's looking, and then suddenly we get that, and that right there is fine. Now what I want to do is make my video 10 seconds long. Right now it's about 36 seconds. So I'm going to put my playhead over the 10-second mark right about there, right here, and then I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to just left click and drag all the way to the playhead. Now as soon as I get to where the playhead is, this file right here will snap to the playhead. What that means is that it automatically stops. So as we can see here, we have a nice 10-second video. Now step 3, we're going to go ahead and set up the settings. We're going to go up to File, and we're going to go to Properties. Now remember in the beginning when we dragged and dropped our file, and we had that little window that said you want to match your project settings and so forth. This is what it filled. It filled in all these values automatically, so that way it did all the work for us. The only thing we have to do is just change 2 settings. Pixel format, we're going to go from 8-bit to 32-bit, which is floating point video levels, and then full resolution rendering quality, definitely want to go to best. The reason we do this in step 3, just before we render, is that when we're previewing, the 32 bits just taxes your machine a lot. It would be very difficult to go ahead and be able to do all the things that you can do and still maintain a nice smooth image. So you leave that part for last. So pixel format right here, 32-bit floating point, full resolution rendering quality best, hit OK. Now we go to step 4, which is to render. And as we said before, rendering is taking a raw camera file and turning it into a usable video file. Let's go up to render right here, render as and file. Now we're going to get a whole bunch of options. Again, it's very simple. All we need to do is look for Sony AVC MVC MP4. Then we'll click on this little arrow, and we get Internet 1920 by 1020p. And folks, let me tell you, that's perfect. That's a good, nice, all-around format for the web and so forth. Now we want to save our file somewhere, so we go up here to Output File. We hit Browse, and again, in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and put it here, Desktop. I'm going to hit Save. Then I'm just going to go ahead and change the name. So let's just change it to Bridge. And that's it. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Then we're going to hit Render. And then it's going to go ahead. It'll go ahead and it'll render the file. Once it renders, I'm just going to hit Cancel now because I've already rendered it. Then all we have to do is just go here. And then there's a file. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So, the 4 steps are, the first thing you do is locate your file in Explorer. The second thing is to hit S to split the file so you can do your edit. The third is to go ahead and do your project settings. And finally, the fourth is to render your video. Thanks a lot for taking the time to view this tutorial.